These glasses might look just like regular glasses, but if you take a closer look, you'll quickly notice that something isn't quite right. And you're absolutely right, because these glasses are augmented reality glasses from a company called Even Realties. So what can they do other than look really cool on your face? Essentially, they have a small square display in each glass. Within that display, you don't see anything when you look straight ahead, but if you start to look slightly up, a green HUD will appear in front of you. In here you have the ability to see what time it is, the weather, or even messages people have sent you. But that's not all. Since you connect the glasses to your smartphone, then whenever people send you a message, you'll get a green icon in your vision. And if you want to see what the message is regarding, you can just look up while the green icon is active, and then the message will be shown. It's a great way to know if it's something you have to respond to, and the great thing is that you can do it relatively stealthy, since you just lift your head up slightly. What I actually used to do was every time I got a message, I would pick up my phone to see if it was something urgent. But now I simply leave my phone in my pockets, because it's not necessary anymore. I will say though that you do need to adjust which apps send you messages and which don't. Otherwise this would just be annoying and useless. So keep that in mind. But it's also just really easy to do within the app, so it works perfectly for me now that I've set it up. Apart from that feature, you also have something called Even AI integrated into the glasses, which can be activated by simply holding on this square in the back of your ear. And now you can just ask it any question. It works much like any other voice assistant and can answer any question you might have. I actually find it more useful to use Google Gemini on my smartphone. It also seems to be more effective since it sometimes shows you pictures and videos. I will, however, also note that within the app it also says beta, so that might be one of the reasons for why the Even AI isn't that useful yet. But since the glasses do have 2 microphones on them, then you also have the ability to use them for quicknotes, translation, transcription, or even teleprompting, which is what I'm doing right now. If you have something that you need to remember, it's possible to record some short sequences simply by holding down the square on your right. It gives you both a written note as well as the soundbite itself that you've just recorded. I found that this is super useful mostly for yourself if you need to remember something for later, but it can actually also pick up audio from other people around you, so keep that in mind. Remember to make a script for the new client. So if someone says something that's really smart, then you can easily just record it. The translation feature is great since you can see translation directly in front of you as the person is speaking to you. However, it seems like a nice feature you probably won't use that much, since you kinda also need to be able to answer back in the same language. I had the glasses with me to Austria back in March of this year, where I a few times had to speak German, but I actually just found that it threw me more off than it actually helped me, since I a few times ended up answering back in my own language, because it live translated it for me. So some people might find it useful, but not really me. The transcription feature is, however, something I easily could see that a lot of people would absolutely love. Especially since there's also an AI summary feature that summarizes the most important parts of your conversation. So you don't have to look through the raw material just to get the general understanding. This is also one of the reasons why I always have these glasses on me when I have a meeting with someone today. The teleprompting feature is probably my most used feature, since it makes it super easy to talk directly to the camera, which is also what I'm doing right now, and it works absolutely phenomenal. The only kind of bad thing is that you need quite a lot of practice for people not to notice that you're reading directly from a script. And I'm not doing it perfectly either. And what you're writing down often also isn't the way that you would actually talk to the camera. So it will both look and sound a little more robotic than what you would usually do. But those trade-offs are fine in my opinion, because the alternative would be that I didn't make any videos, simply because it would take too much time just to get my message across. Because since English isn't my native language, I often butcher a lot of words, more than once. So sometimes I need to do a lot of trial and error. I've always hated running around with my phone just to navigate around town. So this is actually a really nice feature that the glasses have available, since you just input your destination and then it will give you directions. If you then need to have an overview, then you simply just lift your head up like you would if you had to see the dashboard, and then you get the entire overview of where you're going. It works absolutely phenomenal if you actually have to go somewhere. In the dashboard tab, you can change some of the things, but to be honest, I feel like it's extremely limited. I would have loved for it to be much more adjustable, especially since I feel like the right side often is quite useless. So here it would have been nice to place something completely different. I don't know what I'm specifically asking for, but just being able to customize it more would probably something that a lot of people would love to do. Mostly I actually just end up using the quick note feature simply just because it's an easy way to remember stuff, and then you simply just look up and it's right there. What's impressive about these glasses isn't that they are augmented reality glasses, because that's not new. But to be able to have a pair of glasses that look almost like regular premium glasses is however quite unique. The fact that they also don't have any cameras in them is also a very unique approach with augmented reality glasses, since it seems like every other manufacturer always puts in a camera or two. But the thing with cameras are just that people around you will start to feel quite uncomfortable, because they will wonder if you're recording them. With these glasses, no one ever feels weird around you, but a lot of people will however ask what the boxes behind your ears are for, but most people actually don't even notice that they are augmented reality glasses and just think that they are normal glasses. These are also available to get with your prescription, but since I actually normally don't use glasses, then I don't have anything in my glasses. I actually mainly use them as my sunglasses, and Even Realties actually makes these kind of nice clip-ons that you can simply just put on your glasses like this. And now you have some cool pair of sunglasses. And this is also mainly the way that I'm using them. The biggest problem that I've noticed is that while I'm driving with the glasses on, the car makes vibrations, which make the display turn on all the time. This is super annoying, since I mainly use the glasses as my sunglasses and not as prescription glasses. So this is something to be aware of. As I've briefly mentioned, it would also have been really nice to see some more customization available in the glasses. But I'm sure that'll come in the future, because right now I simply feel like the software is a lot limited. The thing with these glasses are that I could easily see people use them as their daily glasses instead of just being a cool gimmick. Because with a lot of AR glasses, I see them as kind of like this gimmick that you will use from time to time, whereas these glasses I could easily see people use as their regular glasses, because it's like having regular glasses just with some slight features within. And since they also look really sleek, minimal and just overall premium, then I also feel like a lot of people would really like them a lot. I don't necessarily use them all the time simply because I don't wear glasses normally. But these glasses are really just making me question if I should use glasses regularly. Because the features are not big and flashy, and it's not like you get big screens where you can watch Netflix and stuff like that. But these are really productivity focused, and the use cases for simply just notifications is amazing. Usually I'm sitting in front of my computer a lot of my day and just editing, and here it's just nice to see if my bosses are like sending me messages that I have to respond to quickly, or if I have something that I have to remember for a later project, then I can simply just make a quick note. And then I also have a bit of a habit of not listening to everything that the person in front of me says, so the transcription feature is also super nice. And as mentioned, for this video, I've also used them as my teleprompter. So if you do a lot of this work every day, then they are absolutely phenomenal. In the package you also get a nice braided cable and this charging case, where you just simply put your glasses when you're done using them. And then you can just simply place them down into the box like this. The unboxing experience was like even more premium than an Apple product. So I really like that. And this case as well, it seems extremely premium. Overall, I've been really impressed with the glasses, and I'm definitely gonna use them mainly as my sunglasses in the future, but also for meetings and stuff like that, because it's really useful if you have a lot of meetings and you have a lot of stuff you need to remember. So amazing pair of glasses, and I can only just highly recommend them. Okay, this was pretty much what I had for you today. So as always, I would really appreciate it if you threw a thumbs up right down there together with a subscription. And then I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.